Hey guys! As you can tell, we are not in the office today. Ta-da! And we have a special
You guys
guest.
got out.
I
Yes.
know. We escaped. Yeah,
Just kidding, we love
we're,
the office.
we're on an extended lunch break today.
Did you sneak out a window or
I
just
just
out
walked
the front
out the front door right by my boss.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I kind of duck and do like a army crawl across the floor, hit the elevator button, tuck and roll, and then we're good to go.
What does everyone else in the office think of that?
That's your choreo for the show, right?
Okay, yes.
We have George Salazar here.
Hi.
We're
Hi,
so
Goldstar.
excited to have a talk with him.
Yeah.
And Lauren, you guys haven't met Lauren, or maybe once before I've met Lauren.
I'm
This
back.
is amazing. I'm on cloud 9 right now.
Me
We're
too.
at Passing the Playhouse, and
Yes.
we're talking Little Shop of Horrors.
one of the best shows of all time.
For sure. So we have some questions for George.
Lay 'em on me.
Yeah.
And we're going to share those with you. And then we have a little something for you at the end. So stay tuned.
Ooh.
For sure. All right. We're going to kick this off. I'm going to ask the first question. So excited. Okay. We know you just came off of Being More Chill.
Yeah.
And you're here.
Yeah.
I want you to share a memorable moment from being on Being More Chill. Something that happened at backstage maybe. Like a wow moment. Something that really excited you.
I'm going to share two with you.
Ooh, yay.
The first one is Little Shop related.
Okay.
We, on our closing performance, which was a highly emotional performance.
Right.
You know, I myself had been a part of the Be More Chill universe for like 5 years by this point. And so, and I've sung Michael in the Bathroom like close to 600 times
Yeah.
Great.
in live performance. And so I was a mess through the whole show. And the audience was like sobbing as well. You could like hear people in the audience crying, and they were giving standing ovations after every number. It was like a State of the Union address.
Oh my gosh.
And then
Healing Peter. Yeah.
And then we finished the show, and I got a text from Will Rowland, and he was like, "Hey, Rick Moranis is here," and I freaked out because this was Sunday the 11th, and
my
Monday the
gosh.
20th, 19th, Monday
Yeah.
the 19th, I was flying out here to start rehearsals for this.
Right.
And so I like was in the middle of packing up my dressing room and was just like, I just got to put a shirt on and go down there. So I ran down. I met Rick Moranis. He was super sweet,
Oh my
so
goodness.
nice. He enjoyed the show. I felt bad for him because it was his first time seeing Be More Chill, but he saw like the extended cut with
Yeah.
standing ovations
Yes.
after every number.
He's like,
So-
okay, everyone calm
so
down.
wow, it's a four-hour show. Incredible. But I met Rick Moranis, and it was like the perfect kind of like tying of a ribbon at the,
Yeah,
end,
for
at the end
sure.
of that process that then led to me being out here doing
The
this.
It's like a
elusive Rick
sign.
Moranis.
Rick
I know.
Moranis, yeah, he's
It's
that-
like, go forth, young one.
Yeah, I did feel a little like anointed.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so but then, like the story I love telling about on stage mishap at Be More
Love
Chill
it.
was it's the only time I've ever like It's a funny show. There's a lot of funny moments in that show. But the only time I ever like fully broke on stage was Gerard Canonico, who usually played Rich, went on for Jeremy for a couple of dates and is sweatier than I am. And I am a very sweaty person.
Yeah.
And so he sweated out his mic. He got sweat in his mic,
Yeah.
and so he sounded like this. And the sound guy was like, I don't know what to do. So it's the Payless shoe scene when Jeremy buys the squip. The stock boy character
Right.
brought one of those air duster cans
Oh my gosh.
with him on stage. That's what they use backstage to blow out
Yes.
any
Right.
like moisture in mics. So he came out on stage, and without any of us knowing what he was going to do, he just ran up to Gerard with the can and just started spraying him in the face.
I would have broke too.
But he did it in character. He was like so committed. It was Joel Wagner who was the standby for the father, and so he's just spraying at Gerard's face, and I had to looked stage left to the wing, and our stage manager was there, like shoulder laughing like this, and then that made me laugh, and then I had to turn my back completely to the audience and face upstage for the rest of that scene, and I was crying, laughing, and trying not to shake. And that makes it worse when you try to
right.
hold,
When you control
it,
you gotta let it out.
Yeah.
Well, did the audience, were they kind of in on the joke? Was it exciting for them to be like, what is happening?
No, they didn't know, because at the stage door afterwards, I was like, "Did you guys catch what happened?" And they were like, "No,
We've
what?
never seen the show
We saw
before."
you
Yeah.
laughing. That's all
That
they
was
saw.
it.
They're like, we
Yeah,
saw
of course.
you
It
laughing."
ends on your
And I was
plate,
like, "Great." So everyone thinks I'm just, terribly
The
unprofessional.
Jimmy Fallon of,
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna shift slightly more serious. We've chatted a little bit just about how exciting this production is in LA with its diversity and inclusivity. The aspect of that is exciting. We know Be More Chill, that was a big part of the conversation. How do you feel about the casting of this particular show, and then kind of a follow-up of that, what excites you about the future of theater as far as going down this road of diversity and inclusivity?
You know, it's interesting. It's like, I think people standing on the outside of this production and Be More Chill and looking in see like inclusive casting, which most certainly it is. But I am, I'm very good friends with the entire creative team of Be More Chill, and I've talked to Mike Donahue, our director, amazing director here in Pasadena, about the casting of this show as well. But the commonality between these two productions is that it's less about we wanted to be inclusive in our casting and more about who are the best people to tell the story.
Right.
Yes.
And so for Mike, he was like, we didn't cast anyone in this production because of an A, B, C, or D. It's not a gimmick.
Great.
And so when it comes from a place of like, well, we've got to look like we're being inclusive.
Right.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's not genuine that way.
Yeah. If you just see the world and want to see the world on stage represent the world outside of these walls, then you're gonna cast the best people for the job.
Yep.
And so I look forward to a time where like we don't have to talk about inclusivity in casting because it's just what we do.
there.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I'm grateful and honored to be a part of now two productions back to back that are kind of, I feel like, setting the standard in a really exciting way and kind of furthering the conversation and showing that like, when you walk down the street of Pasadena or you walk down the streets of Hollywood or New York City, like, why don't we see that world?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Represented on stage, and as a mixed race gay man who grew up not seeing himself represented in theater, TV, anything really, to get to be in this show with MJ, and we've had many conversations about this.
Yeah.
But to be somewhat of role models to young people who can come see this show. Like I told MJ, I need for every trans kid in the LA area to come see her in this show. I think it's important. Bottom line, I think it's really important. And so it's a priority for both of us to in our careers be very selective about the roles that we choose to work on, so that young people, specifically for me, like young gay brown chubby kids, can come see me in something and know that like there's no dream that's too big,
right.
and that anything is possible.
Yeah.
You just have to be a good person and work really hard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think
So
100% agree.
So that I'm excited by the idea of the future of theater, because I see a future where everyone feels like they have a place in this arena.
And the conversation isn't checking off a box. It's just, this is the story. These are the best people for
It's
the
just
roles.
being.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Awesome.
We want to talk about Little Shop and what makes Little Shop different than the one that you did in high school, the one that we all did in high school.
Oh my gosh, I have so,
you know,
might not want to go down
what
that
makes
road.
this production
For one,
different?
my drama teacher isn't funding the whole thing.
And starring in it?
She's not starring, thank God. No, there's a lot different about this production, and really like most productions that I have seen. Our production, so I met Mike Donahue in New York City, like the week after we posted closing for Be More Chill. We met at a coffee shop on 46th Street, and we talked about this production, and you know, he just was kind of like, he wanted to gauge my interest and see if this was something that I'd want to do, knowing that like it started a week after we closed Be More Chill. And he had me at experimental production of Little Shop of Horrors with
And
MJ
you had me
Rodriguez
at
and
that,
Amber Riley.
And it
Like-
feeds so well into the genre of this like weird comedy sci-fi like world that we're building.
Totally. He was interested in investigating what would happen. So you have these people who live in essentially the ghetto, right? And their ceiling for dreaming is just so low. Like the idea of getting out of Skid Row is so alien to these people because there's just no reality where that happens, right? So they're trapped in this community, in this world, and they're broke. I mean, they're like impoverished.
Yeah.
And so, what happens to these people if they are real people, not
Archetypes or
not like
characters.
caricatures based on B movies of the 60s, you know? Like, what happens to these people if they are real human beings who encounter this plant from outer space that flips their world upside down?
Right.
How do they confront what this plant is making them do? You know, this is a play, if you strip all the puppets and all the sci-fi and all the music and everything, if you strip all of that out, this is a play about capitalism and greed, right? And like what that does to human beings.
Right.
And so he was interested in, and we're all now doing, in kind of looking into what this world would be like if we kind of grounded it in reality and everything was happening truthfully and honestly, and there was a rawness to it, and that has been both a challenge and like an incredible time. Like I've had so much fun, but what's been challenging about it is like taking everything I know about Little Shop and like
kind of putting it aside. Yeah.
And approaching it as if we are working on a brand new world premiere musical, and that's what we're doing.
That's cool.
And so it's really exciting work to get to dive deeper into these characters, so that they're not just surface characters.
Yeah.
They want to feel like real people, and in my opinion, audiences will come see this show and they'll be able to, I think, connect more on like a really deeper level with these people because they feel like real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some role in the future that you aspire to play or create. I don't know if you have writing or director aspirations. Is there anything that you can share with us that you're excited about down the pipe or in the future?
I have been developing with Joe Iconis, the untitled, unauthorized Hunter S. Thompson musical.
Okay.
I have been developing that with him since 2015, and it should be getting its world premiere soon.
Exciting.
Nice.
Which
You
I'm
heard
really
it here
excited
first.
about. But there's it's a great musical. It's in my opinion, it's Joe's like Sunday in the Park with George.
Okay.
But it's totally in Joe Iconis like full mode. It's about Hunter S. Thompson. It's a bio-musical that kind of tracks his career and personal life from his first writing assignment to committing suicide in his cabin up in Colorado. And then kind of a big theme in that show is like legacy and what we work so hard as artists to create, and then how that is left behind.
Right.
And hopefully it's left behind and will inspire people years to come to pursue their dreams. But it's a beautiful musical, and that's in the not so distant future.
Exciting.
And then I'd also I would get this question asked to me all the time during Be More Chill. What's your dream role? And I would always say Seymour and Little Shop. And I remember having a dinner date with Dory Berenstein, who's one of the lead producers of The Prom, and she asked me that question, and I said, I want to do a production of Little Shop. It could be in a barn somewhere. I don't care.
Preferably a barn.
And I said,
really?
I would love to do it with either Lauren Marcus, who is one of my great friends and castmates in Be More Chill, or a trans actress of color.
No
That's
way,
what I
you said that.
Really?
I did, I said it.
You got some
and so
magic
when this
in you.
came out, she immediately emailed me and she was like, are you a witch?
This is your witch,
Also,
right here.
Rick was there. I think
Also, Rick was there.
All signs are pointing to you being a witch.
I think you might be right.
Which we're cool with.
But my next dream role, now that I've gotten to do this,
Put it out there in the universe.
is,
Yeah, okay.
I'd love to. I did this musical in college, in my senior year of college. I would love to do something in the Park with George.
Do you have a hidden talent that you would love to share with us?
I am very good at watching YouTube videos.
As am I.
My favorite YouTube video is on the Bon Appetit YouTube channel. It is 59 ways to cook an egg. It's like
I've seen that. I've seen that.
love
What's your
that
and
favorite
I've
way to
video.
cook an
tried
egg?
6 of them.
6?
Yeah,
He
I made
d-
it to 6.
He does one where there's this weird product. It's like one of those as seen on TV products.
Oh, yes.
But you crack the egg and you put the yolk into this. It looks like like an electric wine opener. It's like a cylindrical thing with a
It's
hole
white.
in the middle.
Yeah, and you put
and
the
he
eggs
pours
in.
the egg in it, and then it cooks the egg,
Right.
and then like
Makes a
excretes
cylinder?
it as like a tube.
Because that's how I want my eggs.
It looked disgusting.
Over two.
There's
And
no way.
his commentary as he's doing it is like, this is disgusting. It looks like a piece of plastic. No one should ever cook an egg like this.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
was
favorite.
right there
Have you
with you.
tried it?
No, that would involve me buying a useless product
Right.
for like $30. Actual hidden talent. Well, I play the drums.
This we've heard.
Yeah.
I'm a drummer.
Do you air drum?
No, I real drum. I real drum.
Kit or percussion?
Yeah.
Both. I play drum kit. I've been a drummer longer than I've been an actor. I started drumming when I was 8. My father was a drummer, so there was always a drum set at home. And I started doing like band in middle school and wanted to play anything but the drums because I guess in my head I was like, I want my own instrument. I want to share something with my dad. And so I picked up the alto sax at first and I hated it. And then I picked up the guitar, which I still play, but I decided I wasn't going to take lessons anymore. And then eventually I was like, all right, I guess I'll do the drums. And so I've been playing the drums for, what is that, 23 years? Yeah.
That's awesome. I want to see you and your dad just like rocking out.
It's very sweet when we do. I did a 2-person cabaret act with Joe Iconis called Two Player Game. We have an album out.
Yes. Yeah.
Check it out. It's on Spotify.
Awesome.
And he was like, you have to drum in this. And so we did a couple of numbers where I sang and played the drums at the same time,
How
which is
difficult is
very
that?
hard.
Okay.
It's very hard.
Yeah, that's a lot of stamina.
And then on top of that,
Breathing.
it's a Joy kind of song, so it was 6 minutes long,
Yeah.
and it was like a story
Right.
song
Story.
where
Yeah.
no word was ever repeated more than once. And so,
Oh my gosh.
it was a blast though.
I have to see that. Is
I
that on
hope-
YouTube?
That's like doing this.
There's it's a song of his called "The Vagabond," and it's one of my favorites that he's written. And hopefully we get to do. I'd love to do a 2-player game in LA.
Bring it here.
Yeah,
I would
Joe.
love to do it.
that would be
Joe,
support.
bring it here, please.
Yeah.
Joe, put the pen
Joe.
down and stop writing
Joe.
your 11 shows and
Yeah.
Right.
come do one
'Cause
night
you
of
have-
2-player game with me.
Yeah.
So much time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's awesome.
All right, guys. George, thank
Yeah,
you so
thank
much
you.
Thank you.
for being
So good
here.
to meet you.
We are at the end of our 5 questions, but there are
Yeah.
so many more that I want to ask you. Maybe another time.
Yeah.
But you guys come see Little Shop.
Come.
It's starting next week. You can
Yes.
get tickets on Goldstar, and we have a special treat for you. For everyone who shares this video and hashtags Don't Feed the Plants, and we will put that somewhere in this video, you will get a chance to win 2 tickets to come see Little Shop and come see George play Seymour.
Oh my God. Share this video.
Yes. Yes.
If you haven't
have
done
to.
that
Also,
at this
don't
point,
feed the plants.
Also, don't feed the plants.
don't feed the plants, but most importantly, share this video.
Yeah.
Yes. Come see the show.
Yeah, we run September 17th through October 20th, and tickets are at PasadenaPlayhouse.org.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Goldstar.